What's going on, guys? So this video is a little bit more off the cuff because I don't have a script or even an outline for this video. So I apologize for any ums or any lull parts of the video, but I do want to give you guys an update on the Apple savings account that I opened up back in April this year. I deposited $2,500 into the account and I've pretty much left it alone. And I want to give you guys an update on how my experience has been so far. Deposit, I don't know, $2,500. I will have an update video in the next 30 days. Whether I still agree with most of the points I made in the original video or have things changed after using it for nearly half a year. But before we do that, a word from our sponsor, Nobody. All right, so before I get into the Apple savings account, I do want to talk about how to actually open an Apple savings account because there are some requirements. So first things first, you have to be an owner of an active Apple card, which is this guy right here. Personally, I've never taken this out of the box itself, mainly because it's pretty useless. It's more or less just a glorified card. There's no number on here. Yes, it's titanium. Sounds nice. But other than that, it's really just a card with no numbers, so it doesn't really serve any purpose. So you need to be on iOS 16.4 or later. So mainly you have to be on the latest software. You also need to be 18 years of older, have a social security number or individual taxpayer identification number, be a US resident, so this is limited to the US only, but for international audience, I'll let you know at the end of the video whether it's something that you should be concerned about, but to be honest, you're not missing out on much. And then also set up two-factor authentication on your Apple ID. So I'm going to move my laptop over to the side and actually go get my Apple card because I need it for some talking points. So first, let's just go over to the overhead camera. And if you guys are curious about what phone I'm using on the Android side, my main SIM is in the Z Fold 5, but regardless, we're here to talk about the Apple savings account. So like I said before, the current balance right now is $2,527.70. And then on the other account that I also deposited $2,500 on the same day, this is the Wealthfront account. Once again, I'm not affiliated by them. I've just been with them since I believe 2018, and I've had a fantastic experience. I'm now sitting at $2,528.20. Now, here is I would say the crutch of the Apple savings account, and it's that you have to, or I should say it's really tied to this Apple card. So for one, in order to save, you need to open up a credit card, which is kind of like a double-edged sword, or it's almost like an oxymoron. I think that's the right word, but basically it's almost like you don't really need to open up a credit card in order to have a savings account. You should just be able to directly open a savings account. So starting off with the Apple savings account here, you can see that the APY is, I believe, still 4.15. And then you can see that I deposited initially on April 26, 2023. And then I got the interest paid for it's basically prorated, basically for those next 4 days. And I got interest paid of $1.39. And then after that, on a monthly basis, I got $8.66, $8.40, $8.71, and then through some daily cashback, that 54 cents, which is going to be important for why I think this is the biggest crutch of the Apple savings account. And then I ended up with the final amount here, $2,527.70. And you can also filter it through year, 6 months, month, and then a weekly basis. So I'm gonna leave it on 6 months. So moving over to Wealthfront here, you can see that my account balance is slightly higher. That's due to the APY being higher, being at 4.8%. But in terms of what you see, it's pretty similar to Apple, where it shows you what you're getting paid out per month. And then I'm not gonna go all the way down because it shows my checking account number and I don't want to leak that information. But once again, it tells you the total interest paid. Please ignore this number because this is from previous stuff that's been on the account. But Apple tells you that as well. You just have to click into it and you'll see your total interest at the bottom here. But the nice thing about Wealthfront is that it's just not a savings account, and the capabilities, or I should say the features it has, just kind of puts Apple to shame. If you guys are familiar with Mint is kind of like a service that kind of aggregates all your financial information and presents it to you. Wealthfront can do the same thing. I don't have anything here right now because I have it disabled. But the other thing that Wealthfront is nice with is that it's also an investment account. But when it comes to savings, they actually make you think about saving a little bit better. So you can have goals. So depending on what you put in, it tells you how much you're gonna have by retirement. I don't think I'm going to have 4.4 million at 59, but we'll see. Anyway, if you go down to goal or windfalls, that can actually go into your calculation of your future goals. So for example, if you want to take time off, or you guys are trying to buy a house, when I say you guys, if you have like a joint account with your spouse or whatever, you can save just for that specific category. College, you receive a windfall, a bonus at work, or you're expecting a large expense, let's say like your refrigerator breaks, or you're not expecting your refrigerator to break, but basically having a rainy day fund, you can have that set down. So the nice thing about that, for example, if I want to take some time off to travel, right, I can put this information here, link multiple accounts, add my partner, and then let Wealthfront dictate how much it's going to calculate for my savings account in the future. It's really smart. I'm doing a pretty bad explanation on it, but just know that if you are familiar with Mint, that information or that those resources are available into Wealthfront as well. The other nice thing about Wealthfront is whenever you go to automated savings, the one thing that Apple has with the Apple Savings account is that whenever you use your Apple Card, or basically whenever you get daily cash back, it goes directly into your savings account. And I think that's why a lot of people are recommending the Apple Savings account. Once again, you have to open up a credit card in order to get a savings account, which I don't think anyone should be forced to do. But once again, if you want to move money automatically in terms of savings account once you hit a specific goal, you can do that, which is nice. But let's get back to the actual portion of why I think the Apple Card starts to fall apart when it comes to the card and the account. So the savings account works really well if you use the Apple Card. So daily cashback goes directly into your Apple Savings account. So you get 3% if you shop directly at Apple using Apple Pay or at selected merchants like Nike, and there's like a whole other list of merchants that are available. Then you get 2% back if you use Apple Pay using your Apple Card at terminals like, I was going to say Walmart, but Walmart doesn't allow it. But places like Target and whatnot, CVS. And then you get 1% back on everything else if you just use the card itself. Now, as a person who has like 9 credit cards, I'm pretty deep into the credit card game with the whole credit card churning. The Apple Card is just not worth it. And I would say if you are knowledgeable about credit cards, the Apple Card really isn't even worth it, because if you are a person who frequently flies, you're more inclined to use your flight card or get points for your miles in order to pay for your travel expenses. Or if you're a person who eats out a lot and you have like a food or dining card, you're going to spend more money or use that card to kind of offset your purchases. Same with groceries and whatnot. There's just a lot more benefits in terms of other credit card offerings that I just don't think the Apple credit card is worth it. And when you look at it like that, it just doesn't make sense for people to go out of their way to get the Apple Card for the sake of opening up a savings account, because you can really get the best of both worlds of having like a nice credit card that gives you nice benefits, offers, points, rewards, protection as well, while at the same time you have the ability to go to any savings account out there and use it to the fullest ability or fullest potential with a lot of features that have been built out over the years, versus the Apple Savings account that is just pretty limited on what you can do. You can't really do anything in this app other than just see the interest that's being paid out, right? It's a bare bones savings account. Once again, it's a savings account. What are you really expecting? But when you have offerings like Wealthfront, SoFi, a lot of other providers out there that have been in the game for a while, as well as the APY that changes on a basis based on the federal government, right? If they end up hiking up interest rates, lowering interest rates, these companies, for example, like Wealthfront, are going to be on top of their game and change the APY on the spot. So Apple is still sitting at 4.15, whereas Wealthfront and some of the other people have gone up to 4.80, and sometimes even higher as well. So my judgment for the Apple Card has pretty much remained the same, and I didn't think it was going to change anyway, because I'm already pretty accustomed to savings accounts and credit cards as well. And it's just that the account itself is pretty limited on what you can actually see and do, and it's really tied to the Apple credit card, which isn't that good of a card, I'd say, when you have cards like American Express, Discover, Capital One, the list goes on, right? Citi, right? There's just a lot of better cards you can use than the Apple Card. And if you aren't getting daily cash back using this card, the Apple savings account pretty much falls apart. So with that being said, guys, hopefully you found this video informative. Let me know if you guys open the Apple savings account or which savings account you guys decide to use. Once again, I'm not affiliated with Wealthfront at all, but I will send my referral link down in the description below if you want me to, or if you guys want to use my referral link. If you guys also want me to do a deeper dive into Wealthfront or other savings accounts, financial stuff as well, please let me know down in the comments below, because I was deep in that game, still am with credit cards. I love credit cards, not gonna lie, but you do gotta be careful. But regardless, appreciate the sponsor, Nobody, for helping this video come together. Appreciate every single sub, like, and comment. And as always, guys, much love. God, the fold is amazing. Look at this color. Shoo-wee. And then you have, I mean, you gotta give it over to iPhone, like, clean. It's been a while since I've held an iPhone, by the way. Just can't beat the fold. What's going on, guys? Okay, hold on. I need to set the screen recording on. Gotta put this in Do Not Disturb because people just don't want to leave me alone. What's going on, guys? So, I already forgot my line. I just had like a moment. I need to go turn on the AC, I'm hot. So I apologize in advance for any, is that lighting? I apologize that I can't record a video in a single setting because I can't speak. Now, if I remove my laptop and go over, the wallpaper was on the laptop. Good job, dude. This is where the Apple Savings card, it's an Apple Savings account, not an Apple Savings card.